This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Utah Jazz. For this Utah squad, they've been dealing with a lot of challenges. Having been eliminated from playoff contention, the only role left for them to play is that of spoiler. We'll see if it's a role they take any pleasure at all in. Almost the end of the regular season, several teams looking very good for the playoffs. Kenny, what's more valuable, having well-rested players or getting home court advantage?
Easy. If you're banged up, rest. If you're healthy, home court advantage. Easy, Ernie. But the rhythm and momentum are just as important entering the postseason.
You know what, Ernie? Back in the day, everyone tried to play a full 82. Even if you had a sprained finger or head cold, you're like, forget that, I'm playing. But my advice, if you have a shot at home court, you go for it.
You would play with a head cold?
Oh, my gosh.
I never got a head cold.
You're a warrior.
I always played with a head because I was cold.
Oh, nice.
Kevin Harlan ailing with a hangnail, but he's still here to make the call.
The Jazz look to take charge at Energy Solutions Arena here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're going to bring it to you live. The Utah Jazz coming to this one following a loss to the Spurs. You know, guys, you hate to get embarrassed on your home court, but that's exactly what happened. It was a tough loss for them.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
Yeah, and you can see their frustration growing and growing as they continue to come up empty on their possessions. By the end, they were just happy to watch the clock wind down and move on.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Thomas in at the 3 spot. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. And he gets the bucket.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
The Los Angeles Clippers coming to this one after the win against the Los Angeles Lakers.
I mean, no stress in that one. Again, almost looked like a shoot-around for them. I mean, amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
And even more impressive, Greg, considering it was on the road. I mean, it's rare that you see a team get that hot away from home.
Utah with the ball. It's a 3-point game.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close, just due to his strength and activity.
Ball outside. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Out to Favors. He feeds it to Burks. And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last. We'll now go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Quinn Snyder. Doris?
He said Chris Paul is a major concern for them because of his ability to lead a team. He said it all starts with Paul because once he gets going and gets everyone involved, the whole team becomes a well-oiled machine. That is something we're definitely worried about.
Thank you, Doris. Now here's Paul. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line.
So here's Burks. 23 points for him the last game against San Antonio.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line.
Now here's Paul. Derek Favors unable to get his shot to go. Paul outside. Kicks it to Griffin. Passes it to Jordan. Clippers moving the ball around. And stolen by Favors. Here's Burks, and it's blocked by Jordan. And now the Clippers on the break. Thomas is running, and the rejection by Favors. Here's Burks, and he goes in for the dunk.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
Paul goes in. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. It's Redick on the wing, picked by Griffin. Shoots off the screen. Redick with the bucket.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
The feed to Gobert. Hayward goes in. They get the rebound. Gobert can't hit.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Here's Thomas. Again, Los Angeles.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Burks kicks to Hayward. 6 to shoot. Thomas with the block. And oh, here we go with Thomas. Nobody back.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
That key slam cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Paul with the ball. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. And Thomas, here we go. A little shot fake there, got the D out of position. Thomas got 9 points.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Utah with the ball. They trail by 6. Hayward passes to Favors. And yep, couple bounces and it falls.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master.
And the wide open shot from Redick. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. So, it's Utah now, following the basket by Blake Griffin.
And he just leaves the beat in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Paul kicks to Reddick. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Reddick's got 7 points in the game.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Anyone hits the deck on...
But the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Jazz trail by 9. Hayward outside. Favors with the screen. Hayward a screen on Paul. Back to Hayward. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Thomas.
This touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Jordan dishes to Thomas. He kicks it to Reddick. Pass to Paul. Down low. Outside Thomas. Shoots from the high post. Here's Jordan. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now an 11-point Clipper lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Gobert with a screen for Hayward. Pulls up. High post. Again, the miss by Hayward.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Nice shot by Gobert.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Now here's Paul. The pass to Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 6th assist on the night.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Burks connects from three-point range. Burks has got his 2nd basket of the night.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
Now here's Paul. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. To the inside. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
So it's the Jazz now. A 12-point game.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
And the Clippers making a change here. Green's checked in. Here's Burke. A picture-perfect screen play, and the jumper's good. Burke's got his 1st points of the game. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader, he was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from this old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
Now here's Hayward. Last game out, he had 14. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A different look for Utah. Lyles checked in for Gobert. And it's Joe Ingles in for Gordon Hayward. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers leading by 10. Jordan the screen. Here's Thomas. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's 11 points for T.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
And the Jazz call time here.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career.
Clippers with the ball, leading by 12. Outside, Green. Crawford drives in, and good on the basket. Book it.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Now here's Burke. And it's off from three-point range.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
You know, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
That's a great start for him, hitting 75% from the field on 8 attempts. For those of you that are struggling with math, he's 6 of 8.
Floats one. Crawford with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Here's Burke, following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Burke, the pass to Booker. 1:22 left here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hood, out to the wing. Here's Ingles, bangs home the trifecta. Ingles has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Clippers leading by 16. Feeds to Crawford. Puts up a 3. No good. So Utah will take it the other way. The dish to Hood. Jumper off the screen. Ingles kicks to Booker. There's a good screen. Over to the left wing. There's the call on Trevor Booker. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
.41 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Paul goes in. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Here's Wiles. He averages about 5 points a game. Ingles kicks to Burke. Pass to Hood. Here's Wiles. Shot clock at 6. Burke with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Here's Wiles. They grabbed their own miss.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And the wide open shot from Green. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Los Angeles on top, ending the first quarter with a 13-5 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City. And DeAndre Jordan not a focal point offensively for this team, but as a defender, he understands he can. Jordan, a man who knows what his job is, and he likes his job, Clark, and does it very, very well. He is excelling.
Yeah, he is. He may not be the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year, but he is certainly the Clippers' Defensive Player of the Year. Jordan's become a defensive beast, an animal defensively. And really the thing of it is he's still learning and growing. He's going to continue to get better, which is scary.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. That's the group right now for Utah. Here's Prigioni. Green in the post. Defended by Hayward. Here's Aldridge. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Aldridge has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Clippers. A floater, and Aldridge sends it back.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And the Jazz with possession here, following the score by Jamal Crawford. Favors, dishes to Gobert.
Clippers foul call. That's his first personal foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Rudy Gobert at the line for 2.
And he makes the first. Both shots good from the strike. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Crawford right side, down low. Aldridge the pass to Prigioni. Green inside the three-point line, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
So it's Utah now. Favors with the screen. Here's Burks. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Prigioni. Dishes it to Rivers. Takes a 3. Crawford missing again. Utah has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Here's Prigioni. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. There's Green with the 3, and that one's good. Green's got 5. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their pass. Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
And the Jazz call time here. Griffin, he's checked in for Cole Aldridge. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Nice ball movement by Utah. Now, here's Burks. He's covered closely, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Burks has got 7.
He's so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then just spin right by you.
Prigioni kicks to Green.
Crawford!
Gobert with the block. Here's Hayward. Green with the block. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Rivers. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the night. A free throw drops for Rivers. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Favors can't get it to go.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Prigioni kicks to Griffin. He dishes it to Green. In the corner, it's Crawford. 5 to shoot. Green, the screen. Again, Los Angeles.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. Here's the screen. Favors sets the pick for Burks. He feeds it to Hayward. Hayward missing again.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Here's Prigioni. Kicks to Griffin.
Crawford.
Rivers dishes to Griffin. Gobert. Utah's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Passes it to Favors. Hayward on the wing. And so he draws the foul on the shot on a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
All right, now, take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Going back to Hayward, he took that buzzer beating half-court shot, Clark, that would have won his school the championship. You actually called that game, and it did hit the backboard and rim, but unfortunately did not go in.
Well, Hayward's the kind of guy who's willing to put his team on his back and try to carry him. He's willing to take that responsibility on. Whether he can deliver at the highest level, time will tell.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Elijah Millsap's checked in for Alec Burks.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages. His shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
Here's Mack. Millsap in the corner, beyond the arc. 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively. You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
Here's Mack, following the basket by Blake Griffin. And Mack kicks to Favors. Here's Hayward, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Hayward's got 6 points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in points in the paint.
Here's Mack. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Gobert, the screen. There's the pick. Hayward passes to Gobert. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. That's now 8 points for Rudy Gobert.
That's the way to work the ball in close to the hoop, guys.
Rivers kicks to Prigioni. The feed to Griffin. Gobert pulls it in.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Here's Prigioni. He kicks it to Mba Amute. Now here's Rivers, guarded closely. Prigioni for 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Gobert's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Hayward on the wing. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Mack. A 3-pointer off the mark. Out to Hayward. Pass to Mack. Gobert the screen. Mack dishes to Gobert. Can't get it to go. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Redick passes to Rivers. Can't hit from in close. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Mba Amute with the steal. Inside, Prigioni. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Here's Mack. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Favors with the screen. Redick against Hayward. And Gobert kicks to Mack. Puts it up from 15. Tipped away.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
So it's the Jazz now. After the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Mack. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Mack's got his first basket of the night. LA's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Booker comes in for Derek Favors. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Trey Burke subbed in for Shelvin Mack. The Clippers also changing it up. Jordan, he's checked in for Griffin. Thomas comes in for Austin Rivers. And it's Paul in for Pablo Prigioni. Now, here's Mbah a Moute. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And that one's good. Reddick's got 10.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing smart basketball. I mean, they've been very patient offensively, and their shot selection has been superb.
Utah with the ball after Los Angeles picked up 3 with their last shot. Here's Lyles, covered by Reddick. Lyles no good.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Rodney Hood's checked in for Utah.
And Reddick is just an unbelievable three-point shooter. It's not just his volume, it's his pinpoint accuracy. By the end of last season, Reddick was 40% from behind the arc for his career.
And for Reddick, he knew what his NBA career would be like. Way back in 2005, Clark, I recall him saying, I think I'll be a role player like 80% of the players in the league. I don't expect to be a star. I'll just shoot. I'll be a team player.
Yeah, and he's exactly right. He was highly decorated in college, but every scout knew his strength was shooting the basketball, and JJ knew it as well.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
There's 1:26 left in the first half. Ingles kicks to Booker. Burke, the pass to Lyles. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Lyles got his first points of the night.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Yeah, I mean, test the hot hand. You're exactly right. I say let those triples fly.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
51 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Plenty of space. Here's the call on Trevor Booker. And that'll be his third foul so far. LA's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. They set the pick. Pulls up on the wing. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Here's Hood. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number one, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
Now, here's Reddick. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And also defensively, he was really aggressive. I mean, matter of fact, he had 4 steals over the course of that game.
No good on that last second attempt there. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Los Angeles on top, delivering the blowout. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Blake Griffin, and obviously a high-scoring half for you guys on this one, Blake. What was the key to breaking it open?
It starts on defense. Our defense did a good job of getting stops, getting rebounds, getting out in the open floor. We got some easy buckets, and then shots start to fall.
Blake, thank you. Kevin, a complete culture change with this organization.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
Well, they killed it on the glass, and they did it with high-level fundamentals, blocking out, maintaining position, and going up strong to the basket. If they board like that in the second half, this lead will continue to grow.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen.
Talk about some great numbers for Thomas. 19 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
Jazz shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Luke Mbamute out there with Jordan. And it's Thomas in at the 3, the small forward. Paul kicks to Redick. The tray, good, and Paul gets the assist. Redick's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Clippers. And Utah has possession. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Well, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, guys. And they have nobody to blame but themselves for that. You've got to do a better job of working harder to put up points.
And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
Favors attacking. Misses the layup.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
A shot by Hayward, wide open, nailed from three-point land. Hayward's got 9.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
And Thomas has it in the corner. Amute, a screen on Hayward. Thomas kicks to Jordan. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Nato, defended by Paul. Outside Favors. Up top, Burks. He's got 7. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
The drive by Paul. It's Redick on the wing. Back to Paul. Jordan the screen. Thomas gets a wide open look. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 22 points for T.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Hayward from outside. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Paul's shot is off.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Nato, defended by Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Hayward. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the team's scoring leaders. The Clippers in second.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Jordan the screen. Paul kicks to Jordan. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Derek Favors. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first round.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
No good on the second free throw.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
And it's Paul penetrating. And there's the pass to Redick. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Here's Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. That's 12 points for Blake Griffin.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Hayward outside. Over to the wing. Here's Burks. No good off the back of the rim.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
That's good. 14 points for Blake Griffin.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
There's the screen. Burks with it. Thomas is there. They get it again.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
To the left side wing. There's the 3, and it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Now, here's Burks. 7 points in the game, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Elijah Millsap. Sheldon Hack.
Here now, the Clippers. They're on a 20-7 run. Paul kicks to Thomas. Double team on Thomas. Feeds to Jordan. And he cuts it down.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they both shot the ball since the break.
Here's Mack outside for Millsap. The Jazz working the ball around now. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Burks dishes to Favors. Connects on the 17-footer. Favors got 6 points in the quarter.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on him.
And here is Paul. He's got 6. Double team on Thomas. The high post shot, and Griffin with the score. The assist by Paul. 16 points for Blake Griffin.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in him, and he has been that leader today. And I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about the knees, my man. He looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Now Thomas following Alec Burks' three-point attempt. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Usually you talk about how tough a player is, and you're always talking about big guys. But Chris Paul is as tough as they come playing that little point guard position.
Yeah, he's a power pack when you look at him. I mean, he's played through a lot of injuries and still has a big-time impact on the game. Most recently in the playoffs, he played through injury to beat the Spurs.
And last year, you could see Paul was hobbled in their loss to the Rockets in the second round. Still, most players wouldn't even have made it back out on the floor, much less been as effective as he was during the postseason.
And so Paul nails both of them.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about Paul. He doesn't need to be blazing fast or quick to beat you. He can play seemingly on one leg and still dismantle a defense.
Here's Redick. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th assist in this one.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Here's Mack. There's the dish to Ingles. Shoots. And that's good for 2. Ingles has got his 2nd bucket of the night. LA's got 12 of their points from long range in the 3rd quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. Paul passes to Griffin. Back to Paul. Down low. There's the steal. Here's Ingles. 5 points in the game. Pass to Mack. Fires the 3. That's good. Mack's got 5 now.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Paul outside. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. And stolen by Booker. And here they come. Plays it in off the breakaway. Al Paul. He's got 8. Dishes to Thomas. Fires, high post. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Thomas got 8 here in the quarter. Utah's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Kicks it to Ingles. Wide open look. It's rolled in by Thomas. Thomas got 6 rebounds here tonight. Paul outside. Puts up a 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got his 6th assist on the night.
And I want to see more of that from him. I mean, he's been passing up on his shot more than usual, even though he's hitting the ones that he takes.
Here's Mack. He's got 5. Good.
You know, the defense. Do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And the Jazz making a change here. Hood's checked in. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Matt. 8 points for him. And Booker kicks to Ingles. The three-pointer no good. Clippers shooting an almost unfair 78% from the field. Paul outside. Outside Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Now a chance, Kevin, to take a look at how the Jazz fared over the last month. 10th in blocks, 20th in free throw percentage. Opponent field goal percentage, that's something they really need to work on. They're in the bottom third of the NBA.
And going back to their block shots, they're fearless, challenging shooters and contesting everything. You end up on a few posters, but I love that willingness to take a stand defensively.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
The first one falls.
Really an extraordinary game for Jordan. He's got 13 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
And you can't really place a value on what that means to a team. His passing has really helped their cause.
And Utah making a change here. Burks is checked in. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Griffin. Johnson comes in for Thomas. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Chris Paul. Now here's Burke. They set the screen. Here's Hood. To the inside. And that one's good. Miles got his second bucket of the game to go.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Here's Prigioni. He dishes it to Aldrich. The layup off target. Utah's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Now here's Burke, guarded by Crawford. Burke can't get it to go. And it's the Clippers' ball. Pass to Prigioni. Picked his pocket. There's 45 seconds left in the third. Now here's Booker. He's covered closely. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Jazz have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
Taking 2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Joe Ingles. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jeff Green is checked in for Jordan. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And Los Angeles guys shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. Prigioni dishes to Aldrich. Rebounded by the Jazz. Hayward's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Now here's Burke. He's guarded closer. A nice shot by Booker.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Here's Crawford. From 13 feet, it goes down. Crawford's got 8 points.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Clippers on top, running away with this one. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. We're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Here's Prigioni. Lyles out there with Trevor Booker. Then there's Trey Burke, and it's Hood in at the 3 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. Green, the screen. Prigioni kicks to Green. No good from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
There's the pick. Burke with it to the left wing. Hood. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Burke's got 3 assists tonight.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Millsap covering. Now here's Crawford. 5 on the clock. Out to the wing. Prigioni, that's a 2-pointer. Drops one in from the wing. 4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. And here is Burke. Pass to Lyles. Here's Hood. Millsap has the open look. And the 3 off target. Here's Prigioni. Crawford outside. There's the 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Now, here's Burke. Off the iron that time. Crawford outside.
And one record that is going to be very hard for any player to ever match is the Iron Man streak. That record's held by AC Green as he played in 1,192 consecutive games. That kind of durability is going to be hard to match in the modern NBA.
Another miss by Utah. LA has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Green, the screen. Crawford, no one around him. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. And with Iron Man streaks, it isn't just injury that can get you. It's scheduled days off and getting suspended games, too.
Yeah, just for reference, last season DeAndre Jordan was the active leader, played over 300 straight games as a player. He was the leader in the league, but he wasn't even a third of the way to Green's historic mark of consecutive games.
Now here's Crawford. They set the pick. He feeds it to Prigioni. Green, the screen. Jacks up a 3. Crawford missing again. Utah's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Millsap passes to Burke. The feed to Booker. Now Burke. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Hood. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
A shot's good from Aldridge.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Burke with it. He kicks it to Hood to stop the drought. Another miss by Utah.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
The pass to Prigioni. Back to Johnson. Lets it go with a 3. Can't get it to go.
I tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, clearly, guys, Trey Burke is a guy who is talent, drafted number 9 overall 2013, grew up in Columbus, Ohio, went to the University of Michigan. But so far, you know, Greg, in the NBA, he's been a bit of a tweener.
And that's a great point. And part of the issue is, you know, he was a scoring guard in a point guard's body. And one thing that happens in college when you're the best player, it's a lot easier. Now when you move up to the next level, you have to change what you do on the floor to impact the game. And that's been a challenge for him thus far early in his career.
Interesting. Max checked in for Hood. The Clippers also changing it up. And Baamute's checked in for Green. And it's Austin Rivers in for Pablo Prigioni.
And, you know, going back to Trey Burke, for a guy with a scoring mindset, he has some limitations there. His field goal percentage was under 40 his first 2 seasons. Part of that is because he doesn't have the explosiveness to get to the rim.
Here's Burke. Clippers able to drain the 3. Feeds it to Mack. Booker with it. He's against him. That's good.
And, you know, talking about Trey Burke, at his size, he needs to become a more consistent playmaker. I know he's a competitor. Very successful in college, wants to play a lot of minutes in the pros. But to do that, he needs to reshape his game and I think adopt a pass-first mentality.
Now, here's Burke. Following the miss by Austin Rivers. Here's the screen. For 3, Millsap. Rebound by the Clippers. Aldridge has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Now here's Rivers.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
Burke with it, picked up by Rivers. And here is Burke. Outside Millsap. Pass to Wiles. Here's Mack, guarded by Crawford. Count that one. The hack-a-shack or the hack-a-Jordan or the hack-a-whatever being a focus of the playoffs last season. We saw it up close and personal. It opened up a debate, Greg, on whether or not it should be allowed. What do you think?
You know, it's a touchy subject. I remember last summer, or spring, I should say, the commissioner touched upon it. You know, one of the concerns is, do you want to change a rule for an entire league when it basically affects 2 players? And so it's something that you got to be sensitive to. But to your point, the fans don't want to see that ugly style of basketball.
It's boring. It slows the game down. Now here's Johnson. Kicks it out to Crawford from past the arc. And the shot is good. Crawford's got 5 points now this quarter.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from behind the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
Here's Mack. There's the pick. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Mack's got 10 points here in the second half. There's the dish to Crawford. Kicks it to Johnson.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Now, here's Burke, following the miss by Austin Rivers. Now Burke. Here's Mack. No good on the 3. Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Dishes it to Booker. From 10 feet out, a rebound by Johnson.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Mbamute up top. Passes it to Rivers. They set the pick. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
And Booker kicks to Millsap. Here's Mack. He dishes it to Burke. Trains it from beyond the arc.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Rivers kicks to Crawford. Inside. Shot's good from Mbamute. Mbamute has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Here's Mack. Pass to Lyles. No one near him. And it's Rivers with the rebound. The Clippers shooting around 37% in the fourth quarter. The minutes starting to wear on them. Crawford outside.
You know, it hasn't always been the case in the NBA, but parity is at a great spot right now. Every team can compete for a title or end up last in their conference, it seems. It's something the NBA wanted and ultimately now has achieved.
Now here's Crawford. 1:39 left in the game. Crawford missing again. Utah shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Burke dishes to Booker. There's the pick. Millsap up top. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Clippers.
Clark, their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, they had their way in the paint, and those are all high-percentage shots.
And the strong effort here will convert into what will be their 50th win on the season.
In the season finale between these two teams, they will have once again broken the spirit of their opponent, finishing the season series with 3 wins, no losses against the Jazz.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Thomas. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Now, here's Mbamute. Millsap with the steal. Fast break, here come the Jazz. Millsap's running, and that is good.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Here's Rivers. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. He feeds it to Aldridge. He kicks to Rivers. 6 to shoot from the wing. And Mbamute can't get it to go. Burke with it. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Blake, it looked like you guys came out with a very defensive-minded approach, trying to limit their looks and keeping a hand up at all times.
Yeah, I mean, everybody came out and did a great job, and we're contesting shots, which forced them to miss more shots. And make sure we had a hand in their face, and then we got rebounds and got them open court and shots.
Thanks for your time, Blake. Kevin, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. He had a tremendous first half, and that clearly inspired the whole team after halftime. Gave him a big lift.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is a game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.